Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to be going over the basics of putting. Now putting is going to be the most important part of your game because about half of your strokes, maybe a little bit less, are going to be done here on the green. So like everything else in golf, consistency is the name of the game. So with the putter, first things first, there's a lot of different types of putters. I happen to have a large mallet head putter. You can have the blade putters, you can have a combination. Best thing is whatever's more comfortable for you, that's going to be the best thing for you. And then same with the grip. You're going to have some thicker grips, you're going to have some thinner grips. They're grips that are going to be very much like the grips that you have on the rest of your clubs. Some that are going to be more unique. I happen to have a little bit thicker of a grip. It's a little bit easier for me to have more control over my putting grip. And so with the grip, also again, going to be more to what is more comfortable for you. You'll see a lot of pros have a lot of different styles. You can have the same grip that you have while swinging a full swing. You know, club straight down, fingers interlocked. Some have the baseball grip. I personally use what I kind of call it the finger pointing. My index fingers are pointing straight down to the grip. This kind of helps me personally remember not to be cocking my wrist when going back and forth. We'll get to that in a couple minutes. And then you can see others that have a more complex, one we'll call it the claw. Whatever is more comfortable for you, try it out. The biggest thing is you want to make sure that it gives you a consistent swing every single time, and being able to have that same just motion and be able to have a comfortable grip every time. So for your putting stance, you want the ball in the middle of your stance here with your feet about shoulder width apart. Now this is going to be a bit closer to the ball than every other swing. Your head is actually going to want to be directly above the golf ball here. So if you want to practice to make sure that you're lining it up properly, take a second ball, and as you have your stance ready, look directly over the ball, put the ball directly on your forehead, so look straight down, and you should be able to have that ball land either on top of or just directly next to that original golf ball. So now what that's going to be able to do is going to help you line up the ball properly. Now with most clubs, there are some that don't, but most putters have a line directly in the middle of the putter to be able to help line up the ball. And just about every ball has a line on there, or you can use the words, you can make your own line if that's more helpful for you. The biggest thing is you want to make sure that everything is lined up properly to be able to go towards the hole. So when you're standing directly above it, with your head above it, you will be able to see the details of your putter face a lot better. And so when you're swinging, the biggest thing for the putting stroke is to go straight back and to go straight through. You want a direct line back and forward. That's going to be able to give you the most consistency. So that's why we were referencing in the grip to be able to have that same grip to be able to make sure that you go straight back and straight forward in the most comfortable way possible. So with the putting stroke, it's not a very big stroke. It's the smallest stroke in your game, but it's the most crucial. When you set up, you're probably only going to take it back on an average, maybe this far, just to the back of your foot. And that's honestly going to be the best way to help gauge when you're in practice how far you're hitting the ball. So with the putting stroke should be very soft and very smooth. You don't need any choppiness. You don't need to hit it as hard as you can. And even if you have a very long putt, you'd be surprised how well a little stroke goes. So the biggest thing here is to have all of the motion be up here in your shoulders. When you're swinging, you might see some people use their wrists. You might see some people for a long putt try to use as much as they can with their body. That is going to be super inconsistent and not very helpful to your game. So when you're putting, use your shoulders as kind of like that hinging motion. Almost think of it as a pendulum to bring your club face back and forward in the most consistent way possible. So when you're swinging, use your shoulders back, shoulders forward. If you notice, my hands are in the same position, my arms are in the same position. Nothing is moving except for my shoulders and the very upper parts of my body. Back and forth in a very slow, consistent movement. So when you're practicing on the distance control, you take it back, and you can even use your foot kind of as a guide. Use the insole, the middle, and the outsole of your shoe to kind of use it as a gauge to help. So you go set up, head above the ball, take it back for a short putt just to the very front of your foot. A bit longer, middle of your foot, and farther back is going to be just outside. You can use it as you get more comfortable with putting. And so I'm going to turn this way to help you kind of see what that looks like to go straight back and straight forward. So now a way to help try to gauge that straight back and straight forward motion in a straight line, use a couple of tees and set up your club and have the tees just on the outside here of the width of your putter. And so what it's going to do is you're going to be able to see if you're going in an arc or if you're going in a straight line to be able to have that consistency. So when you're putting, you take it straight back and straight through the tees. So when you get comfortable with that putting stroke, you'll be able to go back in that pendulum motion back and forth with ease. And so then when you set up for a putt, you can even do this with that set of tees. Set up, head above the ball, back and forth, a very simple, very soft stroke. And so when you're practicing, practice small. These couple foot putts are going to be the most crucial to make sure that you don't turn a 3 putt or don't turn a 2 putt into a 3 or 4 putt. That's going to make sure that you keep your stroke and in your short game as consistent as possible. So I'm going to take another ball, put it right here in between the tees. When you're practicing, just take a couple small swings and have that consistent feel every time. So line up, head above the ball, back and forth motion every time. So like I said, consistency is the name of the game. If you want, you can also practice in what's called the a ladder drill here. So this is going to help your consistency and your distance control. The first one can be just a small tap in. Next one, a little bit further out. Third one, farthest out. And this is going to help you be able to consistently gauge how far your putts are. So you take your first stroke, small, and you go until you miss. Second putt, a little bit further back. Third putt, consistency. Now, while you're practicing, if you miss any one of those putts, start all over again. If you want to make sure that you have the most consistent putt in your game, make sure that these are going to be the best putts that you're able to make. Make sure you have confidence when you're going up. If you have confidence when you're going up for these small putts, you'll be able to have confidence when you're going further out. So if you guys have any other questions about putting or any part of your game, just leave a comment below, like the video, and we'll see you next time, and we'll be able to see if we can improve some more parts of your game.